Welcome back to What's Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is an M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of Goliath Killer 1. Now, it's an 8-inch howitzer, capable of doing 1050 alpha damage, and the reload time, well, 33.7 seconds, which is slightly shorter than the normal reload time. Game started. Well, looks like Goliath Killer's going to head off into the trees the other side of the pond here. Just going to find a good spot to fire from. And this looks rather suitable. And he's now turning to face the enemy. Now, something I like to do... Oh, no, he's decided he wants to move again. Now, something I like to do is fire at that spotting bush, but it looks like Goliath Killer is going to try and land a shell on that UDES 14.5. He's loaded, he's dialed in, but he's waiting for a sign that the UDES is still there. It's a difficult shot firing over that little hill, but oh, he's decided to go for this ELC Evan 90 instead, who's wandering slowly through the territory. Well, he got a near miss. He stunned it and splashed it for 175 hit points. Now, the M53, M55 is one of the Artys that was affected by the nerf. And this is post-nerf. So obviously, if you do try to splash an enemy tank and you land the shell near it, the amount of damage you do will depend on how close the shell impacts. Now, there is a Leopard prototype up on top of that little hill. This is a Tier 9 game, by the way, but with Tier 8 tanks, 5-10 matchup. Fires at him. And I don't know if he hit the Leopard prototype, but it's definitely near. It was near where the Leopard prototype was last seen. So, we'll have to wait and see until if we see that prototype again and he's lost some hit points. It might be down to... Oh, there he is. And he has lost some hit points. Not a lot, though. So I think he was a little further away. Okay, we're almost loaded. Are we going to shoot? Now he's holding off. He's indicating that that's where he's targeting. You can see the down arrows. That was a shell from the 212 or the M53, the other M53 on his team. Now he's decided to switch and he's going for the UDES 14.5 again. There's going to be some tanks up on the hill very shortly. In fact, our tanks are already up there, so I would expect the enemy to appear very shortly. And it appears that they are still climbing the hill. One of them's come into sight. And yes, he's switching to it. It's a lurver. There we go. Just waiting for the turret to turn around. Now, the M53 M55 is one of the few Artys that does actually have a turret. It's based on the M47, the pattern tank. In fact, actually, some were built with the M47, some were built with the M48. Just depends on which particular tank was being built at the time that the Artys were being built. Because they actually took the very same chassis and moved them over to the other production line so that they could build the Artys. Going for the liver. Rounds out. This looks good. Oh, two shells came in at the same time there. And it looks like the other shell landed just after Goliath Killer's shells, because he picked up a massive 553 hit points of stun assist. Now there's that UDES 14.5. He's almost loaded. Looks like he's going to try and put a shell into the UDES. You can see the reticule's bouncing around a bit, and that's because he's actually moving from his firing position. There you go. It's just creeping up. That's it. That's enough. He's got the bushes. Dialing in the aim on the UDES. Here we go. This looks good. Rounds out, and... well... splashed him for 64 hit points. And that Udes just took a massive hit, and the T49 takes his opportunity to go around the corner and derp him for 370 hit points. He's now one shot. He took a massive HE round right in the face. You can see the mark on the front of the vehicle. There it is, a yellow mark. That's an HE round. Okay, we're loaded. We fired a round at the rock, and another 90 hit points has gone off him, so now he's one shot for sure. T49's almost loaded. I think he's going to go for it, and he does. He gets it. So we assisted in that kill, and we picked up some splash assist, or splash assist, some stun assist off that Udes. Right, now going back to that little lookout, the rise. Okay, Super Pershing spotted a little further off. T49 came around the corner and spotted him. He's using that building for cover. Rounds out. This looks good. And it lands just a little further on from the Super Pershing. But I think it would have splashed him. Okay, T49's been seen on that rise where the Leopard prototype was last seen. And because they're all marking the target there, they're telling each other that's where they're focusing. And it looks like there's an object 705 hasn't left the spawn point yet. He's just sitting there out in the open and everyone's leaving him alone. Okay, rounds out on the Super Pershing, lands long this time. I doubt if that would have done much damage. Yep, the other Arties are focusing on that 705 to get him out the game before he can be a danger. There's the Leopard prototype. And also, at the same time, the Lurver. And I think he's been killed, that Lurver. It's being suggested to the Udes that he needs to move further along the line to get at the 50 TP and the Super Pershing. But I don't think he wants to just yet because the T49 was taken out. So, we're looking to try and put a round on that Super Pershing, but we can't see him at the moment. The other Arty is focusing on the Object 705 to make sure that he's out the game. He can't be seen, but we know he's there. And the 50 TP is now in view. And there's one of the enemy Arties. Okay, so we found one of the enemy Arties. No, I think he didn't get that quite right. It's just a little further back. It's right up against the edge of the map. He's behind those trees. Okay, 50 TP's popped into view again. There's a TS5 making his way at the back of the map near their cap. Lining up a shot. I think he's going for that bush. Yep, there he is. He's not going for the bush, but the round's out. This should hit the side. 111, and it tracked him. He's burnt his repair kit. And now he's taking fire whilst he's stunned. Unfortunately, we lost the Udes. Killed by their Scorpion G. Or was it? No, it was their M53, M55. Our Scorpion G killed the 705. So, TS5, he's dead. Okay, so he's down. We've now got this Patriot hiding behind the rock face. Lining up a shot. We're loaded. That Pershing is in grave danger. We really do need to help him with a round. Rounds out. This should do some splash. Oh, it splashed our own guy. RNG made the shell hit the rock face and it stunned our own Pershing. And we're probably going to lose some hit points, lose some credits for that one. Does happen sometimes. And it looks like the other RT did get their shots on target. And we're still marking that target to let our team know that that's where we're going. We're loaded. And the Patriot is down. Now, there's the Leopard. Okay, we're dialed in. Ready to go. He's moving. There he is. Trying to work out where he was headed. Plants around. He's going to stay in that area because he's just knocking trees down for cover. Rounds out. And 203 hit points that time. That was a good shot. When a tank starts knocking trees down like that, it's because they intend to stay there. They're using it for cover. So obviously you can then determine that, plant around into that general area. That will sort of discourage them from actually going in. You can see now the M53, 55, he was right up against the edge of the map and he was behind those trees. You can see where our impact point was. It was just a little way off, but it wasn't on target. There's the, there's the prototype now. He's pulled back, rounds out on him, and long flight time for the shell. Prototype managed to miss it, but he did get hit by some of the other shells. There's only 4 left on the enemy team. They've got the 50TP and the Leopard prototype. They're 2 Artys, the 212A and the M53, and they just lost their Leopard prototype. So it's now just the 50TP and the M53, M55. And I suspect that Arty is in the woods. There he is. He's been found. We've flipped over quickly to see if we can put a round into him. Dialing in. Be ready in a few seconds. We could probably find out. Oh, we did fire. Unfortunately, that shell was wasted because the target was killed very quickly. And now the 50 TP is about to be wiped out. Everyone's focusing on him now. He's not going to last very long. And Goliath Killer's decided to just drive into the enemy territory. And he's gone. So it's game over. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's the 3rd class tanker for Goliath Killer 1 in the M53, M55. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 10. And he got a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken down by other teammates. And of course he didn't get a single kill during that game, but he certainly did touch the enemy a few times. So let's have a look at team score. Well, didn't get the highest damage. Yep, that went to the 212A on his team, got 3,156 hit points. In fact, the other Arty players on his team were actually very good players, and it did help a lot because all 3 of them were firing almost coordinated. Whenever one marked a target, the others were taking note of it, and obviously they were all trying to fire in at the same time. So even if the enemy did try to move about, they got bracketed by more than one shot. And when you bracket a target, they tend to get badly damaged because if one shell will track it, the other shells will disable it or even wipe it out altogether. We can see here that the next highest score on damage was the Emil 1. He managed to get a Pedescucci's medal for killing 2 of the enemy Arty. And the next high score after that was in fact the M53, M55 on our team. 2,623 for him. Goliath Killer managed 1,427 during that game. And of course he got that Confederate. Should also mention the Wizzy 132 didn't get any damage whatsoever on the enemy, but he did get a patrol duty because he was spotting for the team like a champ. So let's have a look at the number of kills. Well, when it came to kills, it was the Emil 1 who did the best. He got 4 kills, so did the Scorpion G. Then we got the M53, M55 on the enemy team with 3 kills, and then there's a bunch of cats with 2 kills. Of course, we've already said Goliath Killer didn't get any kills at all during that game. When it came to base XP, it was the Scorpion G who did the best, 901 for him, 881 for the 212A, 839 for the Emil 1, and of course he's got that Pescucci's, and then 793 for that 132. Now, let's have a look. 3,690 hit points of spotting for the Wizzy 132, so well done for him for doing so well on the spotting. Now, we can see that Goliath Killer fired 13 rounds in that game. He got 1 direct hit, but no penetrations, but 10 splash. Damage of 1,427 hit points, and all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 6 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did do 2,694 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he actually earned 28,729 credits, but he did get fined 263 credits because accidentally one of his shots hit the rock and stunned the Pershing. And so his total came to 28,466, and after ammunition resupply he took away 4,156 credits. He got 1 bomb for getting the Confederate, 744 base XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 1,488 experience points altogether. So a solid Confederate, and he had a very good team there. That would have been a lot of fun, that battle. When you've got Arty coordinating like that, it really does help speed up the battle immensely, because then it's just very, very easy for one of you to get the initial hit and the others to then score the stun assist for you. And so it really multiplies your hit count very, very quickly. If you enjoyed that replay, please like and subscribe, and do stay tuned to our channel because we have great replays like this all the time. Thanks for watching.